Dr. Cinema here with another episode of Professional Opinion. Now, this the one I want to talk about hasn't exactly made huge headlines like the James Cameron and Luc Besson comments have been, but it's still an important topic. Actor Ed Screen, he played Francis from Deadpool, so I'm just gonna call him Francis. So Francis was offered a role in the Hellboy reboot movie that is being developed right now. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the character's name was. I do know that he was a non white character from the original source material. So at first there was like some whitewashing controversy again as per usual, but this time was a little bit different because Ed Skrein, or Francis, yeah, that I'm saying, he didn't know it was a non-white character when he took it, but after learning about it, he decided to not take the role. And now he's saying like now people don't have a choice. Like they can now like take the chance to turn down roles that are non-white characters because he truly believes that minorities should have representation in the arts. And I do applaud him for that. I really do. But this has brought up whitewashing incidents from previous movies in the last year or so. The first one would probably be Doctor Strange, where the ancient one was an Asian character, was played by a white woman, Tilda Swinton, and Marvel was a little bit ahead of that curve, I suppose, by saying that the ancient one can be portrayed in different ways. That the ancient one is like it's sort of like a title and such, so they can be different versions of it. Now, being as a comic book character, that there's probably is some truth in that, but they still really could have taken the opportunity to have an Asian actor in that role. That is my opinion on that. Go Another incident that's happened recently is Iron Fist for some odd reason. Look, the whole basic definition of whitewashing is that when you're making an adaptation of a fictional character who was originally portrayed as a non-white character, and then in this adaptation you make him a white, you use a white actor to play the character. That's whitewashing. So taking a non-white fictional character and making him white in the adaptation. So, so after making that definition clear, there really is no reason for there to be whitewashing controversy when it came down to the Iron Fist. Because the Iron Fist, when he was when he was first introduced in Marvel Comics during like the late 20th century, he was a white person, and that actually worked well with how he was portrayed in his story as being taken in by a group of predominantly non-white people and trying to give him a home and give him like the skills he needs, and that actually adds depth to that character's story of him always being an outsider. And so I think actually making that character originally white actually add a little bit more of depth and like conflict to that character. So when people are now saying that that's whitewashing, that's not what it's really about. Now when it comes to the Iron Fist. Now another major adaptation that's happened was The Ghost in the Shell, where the main character was played by Scarlett Johansson. Now usually again, I would say that they could have found an Asian actress to play the character. But the creator of Ghost in the Shell did pretty much give his approval on the acting choice. And after seeing the movie, I thought the movie was good enough. So that's a little bit more of a gray area if you really ask me. Now, the other project I want to touch upon was a movie that I recently reviewed, the 2017 Netflix film Death Note. Now, that was based off an anime, manga, and series where it is whitewashing, but I when it comes to anime, a lot of the times to me, I just don't really. It seems like a lot of the characters lean more like whenever the rare times I watch an anime, it doesn't really seem to me like the characters are portrayed as being Asian. They just seem a little bit more neutral when it comes to the whole like showing like what kind of person they are in terms of race and ethnicity. They're just more neutral looking. They didn't really have like a defined ethnicity in the anime shows. But of course, it was a Japanese property and based in Japan, so of course they're Japanese, so I can understand that. But they mentioned going in, this was an American version, like of the property, and the creators again were very positively receptive of that film. So really, so when it comes to Ghost in the Shell and Death Note, it's really hard. Like, yeah, it is whitewashing, but the creators were also sort of giving their approval on it as well after like seeing it. So it really becomes a bit of a gray area when it comes to whitewashing, but ends up being somewhat of like a these in the project, at least in the eyes of the original creators. However, when it comes to other movies such as Iron Fist, where it's clearly always has been a white person, there's really never no whitewashing to begin with. Now with Hellboy, I applaud Ed Skrein, aka Francis, for turning down the role because he truly believes in representation. I applaud him for that. But let's just remember that while whitewashing in general is still a big issue that needs to be dealt with, it's not like it's not without its gray areas. There are always going to be incidences and anomalies where yeah, it's a little bit of whitewashing, but somehow it's still worked out in a more positive way in the end. So this is going to be something that Hollywood's going to deal with over a long period of time, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to deal with this movie by movie, and hopefully over time we'll get to a place where Hollywood no longer really does whitewashing anymore, which let's remember is going to take a very long time. So we just have to again take this day by day and movie by movie. Well, with the end of this professional video, I just want to again say I applaud Ed Skrein for turning down the role. But let's remember that when it comes to whitewashing, there is still some gray areas that we need to deal with and figure out how exactly to view those gray area incidents. But as general, whitewashing is still an incident that needs to be eliminated as much as possible, if not completely. So, Dr. Cinema, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.